Hello, my Geminis. Welcome to your monthly reading for the month of November. And we're going to start by pulling a card here from these chakra reading cards. And this is just going to be what the Creator wants you to know overall for the month of November. Whether that's just the overall theme, the overall energies, or just what the Creator wants you to know about the month of November. And one more time here. Perfect. All right, Creator, for our Geminis, what would you like them to know about the month of, November? There we go. And you've got personal power. Boom. I love that. That's card number 13. I'll go ahead and put that over here. So yeah, definitely feeling your inner fire, your inner power. I believe that looks like your solar plexus. We'll take a look here. Yep, it is definitely your solar plexus. So that is why it's about your personal power, because it really has to do with your relationship with yourself. So a good month of really digging down and understanding just how powerful you are and where your power comes from. The book says here, you've called upon this card because it's time to step fully into your power. We are living in a truly exciting time here on Earth, and we're all encouraged and invited to live more from a place of empowerment. So over time, we have learned to hand over our power to other people and situations, which has created imbalance and inequality. Sometimes we feel like other people know what's best for us and the situation at hand, and due to a lack of self-love and honor, we give our power over to them. It is now time to connect to your own wisdom, your own love, your own personal power. Everything you require is within you. Now it is time to look within and listen to that loving wisdom and your own divine guidance. It's time to connect with your soul. At times, power can be misunderstood as a negative or a controlling expression that comes from the ego. However, the power we're talking about here is capital L-O-V-E, love, and comes from a place deep within our heart and soul. Have you been handing your power over to others? Now is the time for you to reel it back in. It's time to make your own decisions and choices and allow the power of your soul to shine through to create and manifest your heart's desire. Connecting with your personal power will bring an abundance of opportunity and magic to your life. The power of the universe is surging through you at all times. Harness this power and enhance your life and well-being. Know you are supported fully by your higher self and the universe in this powerful and exciting transition. Beautiful. And the affirmation for this card is, I am empowered. So definitely, I love that this is an awareness that comes during the month of November, just where you've invested your power and where you're outside of yourself, what you're trying to control, what you're trying to achieve, what you're trying to be, all this energy that you're expending outward because of all those supposed tos and those shoulds, those need tos and have tos that you've been convinced by others are important and urgent. But this is where you are connecting to your inner power, to this relationship to yourself, and understand what it is truly you want in your life. Where do you want to invest your power? And you hold all that within you. So beautiful. What I also do is I take a tarot deck. This happens to be the Revelations Tarot, and I split out the major arcana from the four suits of the minor arcana. In the major arcana, this is just going to represent, like this card, just the overall setting, the overall theme or energy for the month of November that the Creator wants. And then we'll talk about the minor arcana here in just a moment. So let me just give these a good shuffle, and we'll see what else the Creator wants our Geminis to know about their November. But this definitely feels like a lot of magician card energy of the major arcana. It's that you have everything you need inside you. You connecting to your divine self, understanding who you really are, this powerful, supernatural, eternal, spirit being made of unconditional love. And you came down here in this little human bodysuit to experience what it feels like to be your opposite for a little bit until you reconnect and understand who you really are, right? All right. So for Geminis, what else do you want them to know about their November? Okay. I feel like this is the one right there. Yeah, and you got the World. So this is beautiful because this is about endings and new beginnings, and not just like little ones, but a major cycle ending, a major new beginning happening, which totally makes sense with here. If you have been living in this place of powerlessness, where you feel limited, where you feel trapped, where you feel suppressed, it's like power, you find your power inside. And this cycle, definitely I love it because it means this cycle of powerlessness is ending and this new cycle of powerfulness is beginning for you. Let's dive in here more deeply. So like I said, for the minor arcana, these are going to represent 4 different areas of your life, or 4 different parts of your beingness here, or just in general, your beingness. And we're going to start off with Wands, which is the fire element. And for this reading, it's going to represent your spiritual adventure during the month. Usually the Wands are your drive, your ambition, your aha, kind of that beautiful spark that comes within you, where you just have this need within, this drive to initiate, and it's like that place. I was trying to think of the other word, when you have this inspiration, aha, you have this inspiration that comes from within too, and that's all connected to the creativity of your spirit, your spiritual side. So for our Geminis creator, what do you want them to know about their spiritual adventure during the month of November? There we go. Yeah, and you have the Four of Wands, which is a beautiful type of feeling of this passionate joy, this celebration. Usually like the 4, you can think of like 4 large legs on a table. It's very solid, it's very firm, and very structured. And so I love this because this definitely is this energy coming in, and you're connecting strongly to the spiritual letter yellow here too, yellow and orange. So definitely this beautiful awareness and this beautiful connection to your spiritual side, where you feel just this more solid foundation in your spiritual side of your journey than you have actually since you were born, since after you forgot your spiritual connection. When we're born, we have this beautiful still connection, and we're not able to speak or talk, but whatever and everything we're seeing, we're still very well connected to the spiritual world until the veil, gets thicker. That's why you see like 2-year-olds and young children, pointing at spirit because they see spirit, and they talk about their Uncle Joe or their grandma and that they never met because they had passed before they were born, and they're like, what? And then they see a photo album and they point them out. Oh yeah, there's grandma, or oh, there's Uncle Joe, and you're like, oh my gosh. And that's because they, have that connection still. I mean, this is like, since we get told to suppress that and not look at that, and when you get pulled out into the world and look at other things, this is like that time where you're returning back to where you're able to connect more deeply and more securely as well. We're going to pull another card here for your spiritual journey and from these energy oracle, and we're going to see what else the creator wants you to know about your spiritual adventure. But yeah, definitely a spiritual time, very empowering time, because that's where your power comes from, inside your heart, like it talked about, the LOVE. All right, what else do you want our our Geminis to know about their spiritual adventure, please? Okay, feel like it's this one right here. Yeah. And you got a storm warning, card number 10. And don't worry, 10, card number 10, endings and new beginnings. So there are these things that are going to be pulled out of your life, which makes sense because it's those things that you've been investing your power in that no longer serve you. So storms have their meaning and their purpose, is to remove things out of our life and spread seeds and do all this kind of stuff, but it also gets rid of the dead things that no longer are serving us and are actually obstacles for us. They can remove that. Yes, this is clouds on the horizon, and this says this card indicates a potential difficulty either in the external world or within yourself and your emotional life. The difficulty is coming closer, and you may have already heard rumblings of potential problems around you. The caution here is to be conscious, yet not fearful. Consider what's going on and look at the situation with calm clarity. Investigate your options and honor yourself and your intentions. Stand up for yourself and take action on your own behalf. As with all difficulty, even the worst storm passes. And always remember, you have the power and the wisdom to handle whatever comes your way. So I love that because this really is about, storms come when you stop investing energy into things that no longer serve you, right? Especially if it's people. Because if you're investing energy in there, like, oh good, I'm not having to use my own energy because I'm pirating yours, then when you withdraw that power that you're extending there and going, you know what, I don't need to have all this emotional energy going into this situation. It takes two to fight. I'm not going to fight anymore. I'm just going to let things be, and if they fall away, they fall away, and that just means it's not meant for me, because whatever's meant for us doesn't leave our lives permanently. If it's meant for us, if we, choose not to engage in something, it'll come back to us, either in a new relationship or the same person, revisiting that person. Because, we always have those teachers that come into our life that will show us what we want to see about how we feel about ourselves until we see it, right? So all this storm that's out there really has to do with the, this fear of like, oh, if I stop doing all that for these, situations that I don't want to invest that energy in anymore, I'm afraid of the repercussions. And like, you know what? Like it says, you have the power and the wisdom within yourself. You get to choose what it means. People are going to decide what they're going to decide no matter what. Whether they're going to be happy or they're going to be upset is totally up to them. They could easily as choose to go, good for you. I'm glad you're taking time for you, and you deserve that. Or they could have easily went the other way and said, how selfish of you. I can't believe you're abandoning me. What about me? So when you realize they could make either choice and they're choosing the, darker emotion, it's like, well, you get to go feel that, but I don't have to. It's like when you go on vacation with someone and they're determined to have a bad time, you're like, you know what, you can stay here in the hotel room and pout and do whatever you want to do, but I'm going to go have fun. Bye. So you can do that. All right. And then we're going to move into the pentacles, which the pentacles represent the earthly energy. So this is going to be your physical environment, your physical body during that. So it's all the stuff out here outside of you on the stage of life, all those characters that are out there, all those situations like jobs and stuff, and all your possessions. So your finances and actual physical possessions that you purchase and own. And then also, like I said, your physical body. So this will be what the Creator wants you to know about your physical adventure during the month of November. All right. What do you want? Okay. Don't even need to finish that sentence. We got the Two of Pentacles. So this is a beautiful card of balance. And I also look at it as understanding and balancing your smaller human self with your higher spiritual self. And because Pentacles, I really feel this is about your worth and how you feel about your empowerment. It is about bringing this beautiful, you can see up here, balancing all this beautiful energy and on this beautiful flow from up above and down into your human experience as well. So bringing that beautiful understanding of how unconditionally loved you are, how precious the Creator and the whole spiritual realm thinks of you, how powerful you are, how eternal you are, how stable you are compared to the outside world, which is unstable, temporary, and usually people trying to gain their own power because they feel afraid and out of control. So everyone's trying to have power and control over others, trying to control the world so they feel safe. But when you find this, I talked about the love, L-O-V, capital L-O-V-E inside, that's your foundation, and then you don't feel like you have to, control others and try to gain that power. So I love that for you, because it's very much this balancing energy where your outside world goes from this feeling of chaos into this, to the eye of the storm. So instead of this hurricane, you can move into the eye. And when you're in the middle of it, you can be at peace and even some sunshine coming down from the heavens, but all around you, you just see the storm, but it's not impacting you because you have your centeredness. You have this beautiful wall of protection around you of your own self-worth and your own power, based on the heavens, not upon the earth, the unstable earth. But we're going to pull another card from here, of course, and this is going to be from the Angels and Ancestors Oracle. And we're just going to see what else the Creator wants you to know about your physical adventure in November. All right, Creator, what else do you want our Geminis to know, please? Okay. I feel like it's this one right here. And you have the Peacekeeper, so let go of the need to be right. Beautiful. Beautiful card there, and we'll put that here, which definitely, like I said, you don't have to be right anymore. With that control, you only need to defend your small t truths because you feel they have to be defended. When you find your capital T truth, that love that you have inside, you don't have to prove it to anyone else because you have it within you, and you don't have to convince other people that that's what's right for you, because that's none of their business, quite literally. And everyone else's small t truths, when we have a small t truth and they have a small t truth, that's when battles ensue, because we're trying to convince everyone else that our truth is more truer than their truths. And how arrogant that is of all of us, right? You think, well, what I believe is what you should believe, so you better. And it's like, what, you get to believe what you want to believe. And if it, of course, in this physical world, if it's hurting other people, then, not just emotionally hurting, but physically hurting, then of course that's when groups get together to go, okay, hey, this is actually dangerous, what you're doing, so we need to discuss that. Otherwise, if it's just, they can be what they want to be and do what they want to do, and it doesn't impact anyone else, it's like, I'm going to go and I'm going to live my capital T truth, and I don't have to worry about people's small t truths, because that's of the world, that's not of the heaven, that's not eternal, that's all temporary. And small t truths are constantly changing depending on the situation too, right? That's where we get the word hypocritical, because we apply our small t truth to us, and then we apply an altered small t truth to everyone else and go, oh no, my situation's different, you need to do this. All right, so Peacekeeper, let go of the need to be right. And it says, choose peace and happiness over the need to be right. Rather than trying to prove a point, save your energy for what's important. The Peacekeeper is a wise Native American woman who has been influenced by a white Buffalo woman. She holds a peace pipe, which is emblematic of surrendering the need to fight and offering harmony instead. She is a soul who knows what it's like to feel under threat and to stand up for what she believes in and what is right. Her medicine helps you to take the higher road in every situation, even if you're under pressure to make a quick decision. It's a reminder that within your hands lies the power to make the right choice for all involved. You may be feeling on edge due to a stressful situation, and there's a warrior within you that wants to rise up, prove your point, and get the truth across. But you're being reminded by ancestor wisdom that truth will always be revealed in the end. It's more important at this time to avoid arguments or heated discussions where you know you'll be fighting a losing battle. There's much more power in choosing to move forward from a higher perspective. This will allow you to connect deeply to the guidance within and the intuition that will lead you toward the healing of the whole situation, along with any wounds it may have inflicted on you. Choose peace. You know it's calling you. I think that's it, yeah. So I love that, That's one of the things is, when it comes to power, this talked about the two ways of power, the power of the ego, which is when we're talking about the small t truths, and the power of love, of unconditional love, which, they always say the powerful don't have to go around telling everyone how powerful they are, right? Only those who don't believe they are powerful are the ones that are have to try to prove it to others because they don't believe it themselves. So keep that in mind, as you're interacting with others. If people are boasting about themselves, they're not trying to make us feel smaller. They just feel they're lower and they're trying to boast themselves up to where they think we're at. And same thing with people who are what I call destroyers, who try to bring you down. They're not trying to push you down below them. They're just trying to bring you down to the level they think they're at. And that's so instead of having this defensiveness towards those individuals, you can have compassion, and go, oh, well, they must feel so low of themselves to be doing this. So what are they? It's a cry for love is what it is, for unconditional love, right? All right. And then next we're going to move into the swords, right? Yep, swords. And that's going to be the element of air. And that represents your mind, your thoughts, your beliefs, your mindsets, your attitudes, your expectations, that whole mental world. So this will be what the Creator wants you to know about your mental adventure during the month of November. And this, of course, is your element. So this is where you enjoy being and you thrive within. So nothing to be afraid of in this stack, right? All right, Creator, what do you want our Geminis to know about their mental adventure during the month of November? Okay. Feels like this one right here. When you have the Page of Swords. So there's two meanings with this. The page is, of course, the communicator, someone who delivers messages, like all the hear ye that went around in those ages. Those were called pages. And they are carrying this Ace of Swords, which I'll talk about in just a moment. But because of the page is the one who brings messages, this means there's going to come some mental messages that are coming your way. And it can feel like, what's beautiful is if you ask Spirit and ask God and the Creator, all those beings of unconditional love and light on the other side, if you ask them for answers and different things, sometimes you'll just have this idea just pop into your head. And that's a beautiful way that messages can come to us. Sometimes they'll touch a memory in our brain and even play it like a piano, or like memory, and the combination of all those brings an answer or a solution or an awareness. So just be aware of that you have messages coming into your mental body. Also, the other thing with the pages they are like children. So when you're looking at this, it means like having these new ideas come. I was talking about this Ace of Swords. That's a very empowering ability we have to cut away old thoughts, old beliefs that no longer serve us, like we talked with the storm warning. We're cutting away those beliefs and those thoughts that were limiting us, that were making us feel powerless. And as you question those and look into those, that Ace of Swords is what you can use to cut away those things. Being the child, you remember back when we were young, before we had all these expectations and all these supposed to's and need to's, that stuff we learned and were conditioned to believe were our small t truths through praise and punishment, all the good girl, bad girl, good boy, bad boy, all that. I don't want to say manipulation, but it's manipulation for us to take on these truths. And we were young then. But before all that hit, we were so open-minded. We were like the world was an adventure. We didn't have the world boxed in. Everything was new and brand new. And that's kind of the feeling that comes with this, especially as you start to free yourself from those limiting beliefs and all those limiting things that were making you feel powerless. You just feel like you've entered a whole new world, because literally the world changes before your eyes. Because we see the world as we are inside, right? Not as it is. And the more you connect with that higher love, the more that we see a world of love, of unconditional love, and it just transforms right before us. We're also going to pull additional card here from the numerology deck. This is going to be what else the Creator wants you to know about your mental adventure during November. Excuse me. All right, Creator, what else for our Geminis for their mental adventure? Okay. So there you go. Love, 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 love. So yeah, definitely that is what we were focusing in on here, and what we want to use as our North Star to be able to know what our thinking can be, right? I just love it. So this card indicates a need to see the world through the eyes of love, and to remember at all times that only love is real. You can't make it up, right? When you look beyond the illusion to see the beauty in the world, you align yourself with the source, with Creator, and the intentions of your soul. Because you attract what you are when you see through the eyes of love, that's what will surround you in all areas of your life. This card also indicates a need to go within to recognize and address any limiting thoughts and beliefs that are holding you back from experiencing love. This is a time when you must ask yourself, am I truly open to giving and receiving love? Do I truly believe I am worthy of love? And do I really believe that love exists for me? Because love only comes when you believe that it exists, when you're open to giving and receiving it, and when you know that you are worthy. In order to improve your current situation, you're being asked to adjust to and harmonize with the natural rhythm and cycles of your life. Cycles that are encouraging you to see and believe in love. When you believe in yourself and cherish your life as it is today, love will embrace you in ways you've never known. Unconditional love of self and others will attract more love into your life. And the affirmation for this card is, I see through the eyes of love and attract more love into my life. So there you go. Can't add more to that with what I already said. Beautiful, beautiful. I love the validation and confirmation. It just shows us that it is definitely important message that the Creator wants you to know. And then lastly, we move into the Cups suit, which is the element of water, and of course represents our emotional side of our lives. So this is going to be what the Creator wants you to know about your emotional adventure during the month of November. And it makes sense that this is probably going to be about love, you think? But let's not jump ahead. I know. All right, Creator. What else do you want our Geminis to know about their emotional adventure in November, please? Okay. And you got the Seven of Cups. So this is a beautiful card for this because it is showing you that there are so many options to choose from when it comes to our emotional adventure. And the message that comes with this, which is very in alignment with everything we've been talking about here with this storm and all this, because one thing that we always need to know is that there's no wrong emotion. We come here to experience all the opposite emotions of from who we are back home, right? We come here to experience feeling limited. We come here to experience feeling small. We come here to experience betrayal and sadness and depression and all those uncomfortable emotions that are rooted in fear, needing something, feeling lack, all that stuff is opposite of who we are on the other side. When you're in that presence of unconditional love and peace and joy and harmony and abundance, and, it's just every second you are, feeling fully loved beyond all measure. And so when you're in that all the time, you don't realize that you're in that all the time until you experience its opposite. It's like breathing air. You don't realize that you're even breathing air until you're told, or until you experience going into a pool or into a body of water and you're underneath the water and you're going, oh, air, that's up there, that's air. And you have this appreciation of air and understanding of the air, and then you go to pursue that air again, right? And so it's like this message here is like, don't look down upon all the emotions you're feeling. They're not bad. They're just a choice. And if you don't like what you're feeling, you have a multitude of other emotions to choose from too. What I like about these Revelations cards is when you turn this one upside down, this is when you're choosing love. You just feel abundant and overflowing. So, in fact, I'm going to put it that way because that is what you end up doing with this power. When you're have all those other cups. Those are other cups are out here in the world. Those are those unstable emotions. And we go out there and we can go out and taste and experience that life, always knowing that you can come back to this love that you have inside. It brings this wonderful power, knowing that there's a choice, that there's another choice. You can still choose to feel, and flow through all those emotions, because we came here to experience that. And there's no, guilt, or unless you want to feel some guilt, right? But there's no judgment around that from the Creator. If you want to judge yourself, that's a beautiful experience we have down here. And when you're feeling bored with feeling judgment, then you can choose a different emotion or go back to love for a little bit. It's like going back and forth from a cold pool into a hot jacuzzi. After a while, you're like, okay, I'm ready for some coolness again. And you jump in and have the shock of your life. And then you're like, okay, I'm ready for some warmth again. Let me go back to love. It's like this back and forth ebb and flow that we can experience here. But it's definitely different from experiencing just that outside world, just the storm, going out in the storm when you realize, okay, I'm ready for a break. I'm tired of doing somersaults in this, hurricane. You come to the middle, the bliss, the center where there's love, unconditional love. And then until you see something bright and shiny, and then you go out and back out and doing, and there's no judgment again on that. It's what we come here to experience it. So, all right. So we're going to pull a final card here from the Angel Guide Oracle. And this is either going to be, what the Creator wants you to know also about your emotional adventure during November, or since it's the last card, we're just going to call it a wild card and allow it to be whatever the final message is the Creator has for you for the month of November for this reading. All right, Creator, what's your final message for our Geminis for the month of November? There we go. Beautiful, beautiful. So you've got sacred plan. And I love that swirling, beautiful energy flowing around you. And let's see what wonderful message comes with this for you. So this card doesn't represent the plan that God has for your life, more the plan that comes to fruition based on your intentions and your highest good. You have been given the incredible gift of free will, and therefore your thoughts, your deeds, your actions, and intentions are in some way going out into the universe and curating the experiences, opportunities, and energies that are flowing in and out of your life. When this card appears, you're being encouraged to move into a state of surrender, where you recognize that, yes, your intentions have an impact on the creation of your life, but how those intentions unfold is not down to you, but in the hands of God. The divine plan is your intentions unfolding in a way that God, the universe, the Creator, feels is for your growth and highest good. Know that every experience you have been through in your life has been a waymaker on your journey towards growth and expansion. And your angels are acknowledging your growth now. If you're trying to force a plan into action, the angelic guidance is to back down and trust in the greater good. Often when something isn't happening for us, we're frustrated. But that's only because we don't see that our perfect plan is unfolding. When your ideas or plans go wrong, trust that the universe has a greater plan for you. And the greater plan isn't something that has already been chosen for you. It's more a culmination of all your life's intentions, prayers, and actions washing back towards you with opportunities and experiences. Call on your angels to light up the path ahead. You may feel that you're facing the unknown, but know that you are always guided and protected. Beautiful. I love that. So definitely this empowerment is coming to realizing the power you have, but also surrendering the outcomes. And that's the beautiful thing when you connect to the love that this has all been talking about, is you do come to this beautiful place where you know that you get to choose, like it mentioned, your free will, what any situation that comes to you means, what story you apply to it, what emotions you're going to choose. You get to choose that. And when you when your heart changes, like we talked about, when this unconditional love connects and you have your higher and your lower coming together, then you see the world in a whole new way, and you open up a whole new world of possibilities, and you see the world in a whole new way. So I am loving this energy for you, and I think I'm going to leave it at that. So just know, as you're going through each and every moment of every day, that you are unconditionally loved by the Creator of all things, and I love you too. I also like to let you know that we do I do offer, outside of monthly readings, I do put out weekly readings by element. So by the air signs, the water signs, fire signs, each of those zodiac signs, I put out those group readings each week. And then I also have like new moon and full moon readings by zodiac sign, and as well as some other videos that I put out throughout the month. So if you haven't already, and you want to get informed of when those come out, just make sure to hit the subscribe button and then click on the little bell, and then you'll be informed of those when they come out. So until then, I'm sure I'll be talking to you very soon. So hang in there and have a beautiful November. You take care.